Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Glad you're here today. My name is Virtual Nunchucks, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on E3 as a whole. Now, as you have noticed, I did the Xbox conference, I did Ubisoft, and I told you that I was going to look at Nintendo and I was going to look at all of them. But what I decided to do was kind of just give you my thoughts on E3, especially since today is Thursday. I've already put a video that's a day late. Anyway, because of the fact that the internet didn't cooperate with me yesterday, even though it's a new upgrade, so there it is. But anyway, here's the deal. Here's my deal with E3 this year. We knew Sony wasn't going to be there. We knew that. They already announced it way in advance. They weren't going to be at E3. They weren't going to have any announcements. All the games slated for this year, coming out this year, were for the PS4. All of them we knew was coming, so they gave us release dates and all that kind of stuff for the upcoming slated games through State of Play, so we knew they weren't going to be there, so that's not a big deal. But the ones that were there, Xbox, Square Enix, Nintendo, Ubisoft, all that. Here's my thing. While I'm excited for things like Watch Dogs 3, I think that is a very ambitious game, a very awesome concept, and I hope they can pull it off. There was no gameplay for that. They just showed off a trailer and had some people just announce it, and here's my problem with that. If you go back and you look at E3 when they announced Watch Dogs 1 and all that, well, this isn't what they showed in the game and blah blah blah. I think everybody's trying to hedge their bets because since the Watch Dogs thing where it looked absolutely gorgeous and they said this is going to be on next gen console and all this stuff and this is what it's going to look like, and then it ended up being a graphical downgrade. And then when you had Spider-Man and the Puddlegate controversy over, well, they moved some stuff and all this stuff and it doesn't look the same. Well, I have to say, Spider-Man, I played Spider-Man, my walkthroughs on the channel. Look, Spider-Man was gorgeous. Say what you want, but it was gorgeous, okay? But did they move some stuff around? Yes, but it was still gorgeous. So I think what the developers and the companies are trying to do is just give you a taste of what the game is going to be with pre-rendered cutscenes, so they can't say, well, this is in-game footage, and then have to backtrack on that. I think that was their plan. However, it does sort of kind of scare me a little bit because they didn't show off any actual gameplay, so you don't see like the HUD, you don't see you don't get an idea of what the graphics actually look like in the in-game engine and all that kind of stuff, so that kind of scares me a little bit. The only game to show off any kind of gameplay whatsoever was Jedi Fallen Order by EA, and I have to say, having looked at that, it wasn't spectacular, but it did convey a sense of, hey, this is a Jedi and he's pretty cool. My absolute favorite thing about the entire presentation of Jedi Fallen Order was two things. One was the fact that you can pull a stormtrooper towards you and then stab him. Okay, that was pretty cool, just because that's a flashy force power that everybody kind of wants to be able to do. Secondly, the fact that you can slow things down. Okay, you can push a button or use a force power to slow things down, and then he pulled the guy to him and walked him into that laser bolt. That was, or blaster bolt, excuse me, for those of you who really care about the lore and the terminology and all that stuff. I do too, but in this case it's a laser, but I know they call it blasters. Anyway, point being, he walked the guy into the blaster bolt and killed him that way. That was awesome. That was awesome. That's something that I want to be able to pull off when I get the game. That's cool. Now, and of course the release dates and all that good stuff. For Nintendo, the only thing that really jumped out for me for Nintendo, and I'm sorry, but I to be honest with you, a lot of these press conferences, I tried sitting through them and making my notes, but some of them were just so boring that it was hard to keep my eyes open. Nintendo, I love Nintendo. I've always loved Nintendo. It was like one of my first home, aside from the 26, the Atari 2600, was my first home console. That's pretty much what was in my home until they stopped supporting it, and then we bought a Super Nintendo, and the rest is history, man. But Nintendo, what got my attention was that they're going to do Breath of the Wild 2. Now, even if they didn't announce that, I kind of figured they were going to do that because that was, by all accounts, the most perfect and beautiful game there was out there. Now, that's not me. Go back and look at the scores that Game Informer and Metacritic and OpenCritic and you name it gave the game. Okay, Game Informer gave it a 10 out of 10, which that just blew my mind. That was a console seller for them, so I'm kind of glad that they're doing that again. So that was something that jumped out at me in Nintendo. I was like, hey, cool, Breath of the Wild 2, cool, all right. But here's the thing, okay? There was no gameplay pretty much anywhere, and Activision, oh my goodness, okay? I use this as my background while I'm talking because everybody's talking about Modern Warfare. Everybody's talking about next Call of Duty because it's going to be Modern Warfare and it's going to have Captain Price and it's going to be this and it's going to be that. And flew the YouTubers out there, not me, okay? I'm too small. I've only got 15 subscribers. Thank you guys very much for everything that you do. You guys are awesome. But I only have 15 subscribers, so they didn't ask my opinion. They didn't fly me out there to look at something and play it and all that stuff. And it's probably good because I don't build my channel around Call of Duty. I try to build my channel around single player experiences. But we're talking about E3 here, okay? This is Activision's only game this year. That's it. There is no other game. They announced, in case you missed it, way back, I think in the spring, it may even been earlier, a little later than that, that this was their only focus. Call of Duty 2019 was their only focus for the year. And it's been in development now for 3 years. Okay? 3 years, I think. Okay. It's due for a October 25th release date. Okay? Which is this year. You got 5 months. 5 months. June, July, August, September, October. 5 months. Okay? Not even really. Alright? And they're sitting there and they're discussing it. They're trying to get you hyped up by discussing what's in the game, like multiplayer and Spec Ops, which cool. Spec Ops was cool. You could play it with your friends on the couch. You're in my case, my son on the couch. You could play together and work together and get yourself out of a predicament. In the last couple of Modern Warfare games, cool. I'm glad that's coming back. I want to see that come back. I want to see it be something cool. I'm excited that the fact that there is a branching overall narrative between the single player, the multiplayer, the Spec Ops. It's supposed to be a branching narrative. It's supposed to have connections all through it to the story that you play. That's cool. The idea is cool. The fact that it's Modern Warfare again and Captain Price is back. Let's get real. I loved Captain Price. If I could have grown a mustache and been Captain Price back in the day, I would have. That would have been totally cool, alright? I'm just saying. But here's my problem with that. Okay? They're sitting there talking about the game, and they're talking about how they want the game to go and what cross-play and all that stuff. But there's one phrase in there that scares me. There's one phrase. And that phrase was by one of the developers on the couch. I don't even know his name, but it's the gray-headed guy with the beard and the mustache. He said that it is in pre-alpha. They had pre-alpha footage. So if the game is still in pre-alpha, he slipped up and he said it's still in pre-alpha. We weren't ready to show it off. And all that stuff, and we did it behind closed doors. That scares me a little bit because you got 5 months, and if it's in pre-alpha, okay, let's be fair. Let's assume, just like when Jedi Fallen Order was debuted at E3, all right, they had a little disclaimer at the bottom of the screen, okay, that said pre-alpha game footage, in-engine footage. Okay, so let's just assume for a second that that is what they did for the closed-door meetings. Okay, that's what they did for the closed-door meetings when the YouTubers like Drifter and Exclusive Ace and whoever else they flew out there. All right, let's assume that that's what they saw, and they're just showing off another aspect of that behind closed doors for other invited YouTubers, other journalists, and things like that, so they can get a kind of an impression upon that. All right. But let's assume that's what they did. They don't think it's polished enough to show at the E3 floor to hype up your player base. Why? Why? Is it because you're going to send us? Is it because you're going to give us a partially complete game? Are you going to give us a partially put together game? I hope not. I hope not, because listen, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if that happens. Okay, I told you before that Call of Duty Black Ops 4 might be my last Call of Duty, but let me tell you what's going to happen. All right, I don't even know if I'm going to get this game, but if I did, if I bought this game and I put it in my PlayStation or my Xbox or whatever, my PC, if I put this game, if I pay $60 for your game in Infinity Ward, which we love you to death, okay? People coming back from Respawn to do this, that's awesome, okay? But if we put this in our consoles and our PCs, all right, and we turn it on, and then there's the single player experiences, and it says something like Battlefield 5 did, where it said multiplayer coming soon, or Spec Ops coming soon in the nearest patch, or you give us a roadmap and you say this mode is coming to, and then you do what Anthem did and totally have to delete your map because you haven't got a complete game, that could be the death of your franchise. I'm just being real. And I hate to see that, because Call of Duty has been a staple and a very good shooter for a very, very long time. So I hate to see that. So Activision, this is your only game. This was your one shot. Maybe Gamescom. I don't know. Maybe Gamescom. Maybe PAX. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's a marketing thing because they're still doing PS4 content first. So maybe because Sony dropped out of E3, they didn't have a platform to show anything off to everybody because they have a marketing deal with Sony. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. I'm just saying, wow. That scares me. You showed screenshots and you talked about it. That scares me a little bit. All right, so let's move away from that. Bethesda. Oh, good Lord. You led your press conference with Fallout 76. Why? Nobody. That's a terrible thing to do, because everybody dumped on your game. It was broken. It's horrible. I actually thought about buying it because I lived in West Virginia for 16 years, and I was like, hey, cool, West Virginia in Fallout 76. I thought about buying it, but I waited and I saw the reviews and I went, oh my Lord, it's broken, it's terrible. And I saw gameplays and I watched Angry Joe, who is the biggest Fallout fan I've ever seen. My brother is a Fallout fan and he was excited about it, but then we saw the reviews and the gameplay, and it's broken, and I wasn't going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. And you lead with that in your E3 press conference? I don't understand. I just don't. I don't get it. But then, you know, they just didn't have anything to just be like, oh, I want to play that. It was like a snooze fest. And on top of that, they must be paying their audience, because did y'all seriously watch that? And everybody just, woo! They must be paying their audience, because honestly, they announced Fallout 76 and everybody stood up and applauded like they were crazy people and screamed, ah! I don't get that. Okay, so Bethesda, I'm just going to wait and see what you do with your stuff. So I'm not even going to mention anything other than why did you do that? Okay, why? About Bethesda during E3, because I'm scared. I'm frightened. I am literally frightened. Because you used to be a good studio. Whenever it was put on the game that you were making a game, you could almost bank on it that it was going to be a good game full of content, full of amazing things to do, game in your game day one, and I'm frightened. I'm scared. Square Enix, okay, their biggest thing for me was Avengers. Okay, Avengers game. Now you can say whatever you want about not being able to have the likenesses of Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, and whoever else in there, Chris Evans. But Chris Evans is out of contract with Disney. He doesn't have to do anything with Marvel anymore if he doesn't want to. And besides that, it would have been really ridiculously expensive. And this is supposed to be an alternate universe where they can tell their own story. Okay, I'm down with that. The trailer looked awesome. Down with that. Okay? Here's my problem. It's games as a freaking service. It's games as a freaking service. And if you don't do this right, I don't know why you guys keep trying to push this. I don't know why. Because the only people so far that have gotten games as a service right, let's be real here. The only people that have gotten games as a service right are Fortnite and one other. And that's Ubisoft and their Division title. Specifically, Division 2. So you better get it right, because if it's some goofy thing where there's like no real major campaign or no branching story or no characters to interact with and no real substantial content, and then you trickle content out or even drip content out, especially at the rate like Anthem is having to do right now, dang. Okay? If you don't get it right, you might as well just take that Marvel's license, take a lighter to it, and go, and there it goes. That's what you might as well do. And Disney, for goodness sake. Two things. One, if EA screws up Jedi Fallen Order, and then Square Enix screws up Avengers, their Avengers title, whatever it's called, okay, with stupid games as a service and microtransactions out the behind and all this kind of, if they do that, I know Fallen Order is supposed to be a single player experience, story driven experience. I'm down for that. Please do not misunderstand. I am down for a single player original story, Jedi story. I'm down for that. I'm down for the Avengers, play as the Hulk, play as Thor, play as Iron Man, play as Black Widow and everything. I'm down for that. I'm totally down for that. But if the content is not there, oh my gosh. That's why I'm really just not hyped about E3. Every E3 I used to be like, oh, awesome. And I'd wait and I'd watch all the YouTube trailers all at once so I could get all the information for myself as a gamer and decide, okay, this is a game I want to watch, this is a game I want to watch, this is a game I want to watch. And I might get this game, and then I'd fixate I'd make a list and I'd fixate on those games, and I'd watch those games really closely, go and look at the latest news updates or anything that new information that came out. This year I don't really care, and that's really sad. And again, I don't know if it's because they had marketing things with PlayStation that they were planning on doing, and the PlayStation said, nope, all our games are announced. I'm not doing it. I don't know. But all in all, guys, you guys know that I'm a huge gamer and I will play just about anything. If you don't believe me, look on my channel. I got Burly Minute C, I got Yakuza, I got Assassin's Creed, I got Spider-Man, I got all these things on my channel. I even played a little bit of Sonic on Twitch the other day. Now, granted, it was bad, but I did. I haven't played Sonic in probably 20-something years. So, yeah, so it was bad, but I played it because I like Sonic, because I haven't played it in a while and I wanted to try it. But I play anything, but I'm really not excited this year. Nothing just reached out and grabbed me, because I was just like, okay, well, that's cool. There was no original IPs, really. They were just announcing sequels. Now, like I said, Watch Dogs 3, totally looking forward to that game. I actually might pick it up. I didn't play Watch Dogs 1. I didn't play Watch Dogs 2. I might totally pick up Watch Dogs 3 because it looks, the concept, the thing that they're trying to do, they're trying to push the limits a little bit. That looks freaking cool. And I might have to do that. But those are my thoughts for E3. I hope you guys have a great day. If you are new around here, subscribe. Leave me a like on the video if you enjoyed the content. If you don't, that's okay. Leave me a comment. Let me know you do there too. But I hope you guys have a great day. Those were my thoughts on E3. That's my thoughts on what's going on in the state of gaming at the moment. I'm still waiting for some price information. We're waiting for release date information for the PS5, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because they've already said for the next 3 years it's going to be available to you guys. PS4 is still going to be around, so we'll just wait and see. Xbox, we'll just wait and see. I hope your console is as good as you say it is, because if it's not, well, PS5 is coming out soon, so it's just what it is. Listen, guys, if you like the content, you never know what you're going to get between opinion pieces, news updates like this one, reviews, gameplays, any number of things. Just let me know, and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any content, and of course, remember, you can follow me on Facebook.com/virtualnunchucks, Twitter @VNunchucks is my handle, and yeah, Twitch.tv, where every Monday at 2, we play games with you guys, we sit and talk with you guys, we just hang out and have a good time for a couple hours, and hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Oh, don't forget, yeah, I almost forgot, don't forget, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're doing a special stream here on YouTube. We have a poll up on my Twitter account right now. @VNunchucks is my Twitter handle. Go on my Twitter account. There's a poll up there right now, and there's also a poll linked to, I think, my Discord right now, but I'm not real sure. But anyway, there's a poll out there that says, if you want to see me play X game, I think right now we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, we have Yakuza Kiwami, we have Batman Telltale series, we have there's 1 or 2 other games on there, and right now it's pretty well tied. So if you guys don't vote, we're just gonna have a hard time deciding because it's just the way it is. Go ahead and go vote, and then whatever we come up with tomorrow, when I look at it, is what we're going to play, because that's what you guys want, and that's cool with me. Alright, so see you guys tomorrow live here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.